I was violently arrested and detained by ICE 2 days ago with my friend in Minneapolis, and I want to share a little bit about the story just because I think it's important that people know. We were alerted that ICE was in our neighborhood, and so went to the scene to continue alerting the neighborhood that ICE was in the area. We've been doing this by blowing on our whistles, honking our horns. So we were following two ICE vehicles and doing just that when they got out of their vehicles, surrounded the car, pepper sprayed into the front windshield vent of the car, and then proceeded to come back and break the glass on both the passenger and driver side of the vehicle and drag us out of the car and arrest us and take us to the federal detention center in St. Paul, Minnesota. When I was put into the car with ICE, I was with three agents. Those agents immediately started to taunt me, mock me. They told me that I was ugly. They took a picture of me. And the worst thing that they said was the driver of the vehicle said that you guys need to stop obstructing us. That's why that lesbian bitch is dead. Referring to Renee Good, who was murdered in Minneapolis in the same neighborhood that we had been taken just last week. And that was absolutely shocking to hear. I was filled with rage. I think I called him a fucking bigot. It was like a truly like how can you say that? How could anybody say that? Knowing how the community is impacted and grieving, you truly must just not care and not see this person as human. So when we got to the detention center, we were put into ankle shackles and then brought into the U.S. citizen wing of the center. We were essentially had to beg for any water to go to the bathroom. I was never given a phone call in the 8 hours that I was there. And I think the most disturbing part to me when I was there is we were hearing, just wailing from women, desperate crying. I heard a man say, "Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go," over and over again. We heard a child crying. Just like all of this like pain. We could hear from the cells that we were in. But then that was juxtaposed with hearing all of the federal agents that were walking around in the building that were making the operation happen. They were having small talk with each other. They were laughing. They were, having lighthearted conversation, and just the duality of that and the fact that how disconnected you must have to be from from your fellow human's pain to be able to talk about those everyday things while people are literally screaming and crying in the background because they've been ripped away from their livelihoods and their families, was, again, like, I feel like I'm not shocked by much anymore, but like it was shocking, and scary. And at one point, my friend who was arrested alongside me, he was brought into another room for questioning by three HSI agents, and they offered him money or legal protection for any undocumented family members that he might have, which he does not have any undocumented family members, but they offered him legal protection for any undocumented family members if he gave up the names of other undocumented people that he knew, or the names of protest organizers. So they literally offered him a bribe. And another U.S. citizen that was in his same cell, a Hispanic man, was offered that same deal. They both said no. It was a wild experience. At the end of the day, we were not charged with anything, which is apparently what's been happening for observers who are being arrested and brought to detention. They're usually let go within a few hours and not charged with anything, which would maybe insinuate that we're not actually doing anything illegal, and that this operation is more of an operation of terror, and to scare people, to dehumanize people, than it is to enforce the laws. And yeah, I've been a Minneapolis resident for 14 years. I've never felt less safe in my own community with all of these ICE agents running around, on power trips, trigger happy. Yeah, it is. It's a scary place to be, but also, you know, they are thinking that all of this excessive use of force, the detentions, that this is going to deter people, that it's going to scare people, and it is scary, but it's also like they don't realize that we are doing this from a deep place of love and caring for our community.